Hey guys and girls, I'm James and welcome to my channel. Today I got something really exciting. I've got the brand new Holy Stone HS360, which is the best drone that Holy Stone's ever put out. They've always been kind of a budget drone, but this is their first time to come out with the multiple axis gimbal, which really changes everything in the way that the drone can take a video. And what do I mean by that? Well, on their other two most expensive drones, they've got a one axis gimbal. So the camera can go up and down and it's got image stabilization, but if the wind blows it and causes the drone to roll left and right, so does the horizon in your video. It's gonna roll left and right. So you can get great pictures with the 4K camera, but you're not gonna get really good cinematic shots unless there's absolutely no wind and you're a really good pilot. But with the HS360, it's got a two-axis gimbal, so the camera can go up and down, but as the wind blows the drone and causes it to roll left and right, the camera can stay completely stable, which is really important when you're trying to get video. Now it doesn't have the third axis where it can pan left and right, but you can only pan left and right on really expensive drones and can control it like the Inspire behind me. But on foldable drones and smaller drones, the pan axis is so when you turn the drone, the camera can turn slower. So you can control how fast you turn this drone, but you can't control the wind blowing and making the drone roll left and right, which will ruin your shot. So this changes everything. And it's also got 5G, so even though it's a Wi-Fi drone, it's gonna have longer range than any other drone that Holy Stone's ever made. Also, it's got a new app that has a lot of new nice features. It comes with a nice new remote. Your phone goes here. It's got an LED display. It comes with this great case, that, as always with Holy Stone, with a nice pleather handle. So how does she fly? Well, we're gonna go fly it outside and have a blast with that. But before we do that, let's go over the app and the features of the drone and how to get it up in the air and get everything calibrated so it flies just perfect. And then I'll come back for my final review. All right, well, let's see what she weighs in at. She weighs in right at 270 grams, which is beyond the 250 limit. So it has to be registered with the FAA, which compares to 477 grams for the 720E. So it's almost double that. So 277 grams is 9.5 ounces. So how much is 278 grams? 278 grams is the same weight as not one, but two wonderfully delicious cans of sardines. All right, guys, inside the box, you're gonna get a really nice case. It's got a really nice pleather handle, nice zipper. I love the material that they make them out of. You're gonna get extra props, screws, handy dandy screwdriver, the drone, two batteries, and the remote. They're labeled A and B, so you gotta make sure you replace them with the right ones that have the angle of attack or it won't take off. So I love the way it's all packaged in here, and inside here is where your props in the instruction booklet. So on the batteries, there's two of them. It says they take 6 hours to charge. Mine didn't take half that long. It's important to get a really good charger. Don't just plug it into a USB on the wall. You want to go to at least like a 10 amp charger. You can get them from Amazon. It's a 2000 milliwatt amp battery, very large batteries. And the batteries slide in just like this. So on the drone, looks like this is the air inlet here when it's flying, because it kind of has a mesh on it to come out here to help vent the inside. It has really nice lights here, and we'll go over that when we're showing you how to set up the gyro and the compass. So your SD card goes in right here, and on the bottom is your optical flow sensor. And here's where you turn the drone on. When you first push it, it seems like it's turning on. You go like that, you've got to hold it down for like a full 3 seconds. So on the remote, it does take 4 AAA batteries. What I love about it is the phone slides in and attaches on the bottom. You got 2 antennas. I think they're both real. Right here is where you turn it on. Up here is where you turn your gimbal up and down. Over here is your speed switch, high and low, and a short press here takes a photo and a long press takes a video. You can also do it from the app. What I love about this, so it shows you the high and low, the distance you're far away, and the height, if your GPS is on or off, the battery on the drone, the remote, and how many satellites you have. So this button, you push this short to set the gyro, you push it a long time to start the gyro calibration. We'll go over that in a minute. And you push this button to take on and off. This is the one you press if you want to turn off the GPS and turn it on. So if you're flying indoors, you don't want to have GPS, so you turn this and it'll turn off the GPS. So to download the app, you go to page 17, you see iOS, you turn on your camera. I'm gonna use my phone, but I'm just using the iPad to show you. Open up the app. It's the HS Fly app, and you download it, then you open it. So you want to get out of the app, you turn the drone on, So the lights will be blinking, green in the back, red in the front. You set it on a level surface. Go back to your settings, open up your Wi-Fi, and you see Holystone FPV. So it's checked. Then you can go back and open up the app. So then you turn on the remote and you hear the 2 beeps. That lets you know it's connected. So how you set the gyros is you do a long press on this button right here. Then there'll be a flash blinking. See that? So what you do, you take the drone, you spin it 3 times this way till you hear 2 beeps. Hear that? Or 1 beep. You spin it till you hear 1 beep. Then you spin it until you hear it beep again. Then you hear 2 beeps. Then you set it down and they're still blinking. So that set the compass, but to set the gyros, you do a short press and you'll see them blink again. Okay, so now it's going to continue blinking until it tries to find a satellite. So if you turn it off, if you turn the GPS off, then they'll go solid because it's not looking for a GPS, and then you can pull it and start the props now. But if you want to fly in GPS mode, which you should do, these are going to continue to blink until it's finding the satellite, but we're on the inside. So once we go outside, and I'll show you, this will be full size. So it says waiting for GPS signal. This is how you take off. This is your return to home. You slide that over there and it will return. Here's your map. So it shows you where you're at. You can expand this to set your waypoints. So right here is where you push to take a picture, and then you press this button to go switch over to video. So when you're flying and you take a picture, it's going to freeze the screen for a couple seconds, which is kind of bothersome. And then it saved the picture. But to go to video, you go up here, and then you can start your video and it'll count down. So right now it's saving the video to the SD card and to the app both. And right here is where you see the picture we just took. It's really good photos. So right here's your waypoints. So right here, it'll follow an image. Right here, it'll follow the remote. The one I like the most is the circle mode. So you see right here, you slide this over and it'll circle around you. And then you go up to your settings. This is really important. It's going to be preset to beginner mode. So if you try to fly it and it doesn't want to fly very far and it's flying very slow, it's because it's preset to beginner mode. You can turn that off. Your flight distance, it's going to beep at you and stop when it goes past 30 meters. So you can change that. Your flight altitude, of course, you can't go over 400 feet, so it's not going to let you do that. But here's the most important thing, your return altitude. It's preset at 30 meters. Well, you want to go higher than that if you've had trees, so when it returns to home to you, it doesn't hit something. And here's the mistake I made, is I got out of this, right? Well, when I went to go fly it, I didn't know what was going on because I did not hit save. So when you turn things on and you change the settings, you got to hit save. Then it saves it in your settings. So this is also the track, how far it'll go, your max speed, your max altitude, and then this is where you can change your photo qualities and stuff. Then you go back up here and you can change it from metric to imperial. Right here it says waiting for GPS because we're inside. And here's your zoom right here. It's got I don't know what the zoom is. It's probably 8, 10. You know, it's a digital zoom. It's not an optical zoom. And here's where you do your fine tuning of the gimbal. So let's go put her up in the air and see how she flies. Wow. It's pretty steady. A little windy. So I'm in speed low. I'm going to go high speed. I don't know what that beep is. Oh, I think it... Alright guys, that beeping is because I didn't hit save when I took it out of beginner mode. You can change how high it'll go and how far it'll go, and I think how fast it'll go. This is literally the first time I flew it. Flies really good. I mean, the response is really good. Also, I didn't even realize I couldn't go into speed 2 in beginner mode. So once I came back in and figured out what I did and put it into speed 2, it was a lot more receptive and it flew a lot faster and a lot farther. I never didn't test the range on this one. I'll test the range later. Right here you can see I'm moving the gimbal up and down. You can watch it go down. That worked really good. Then it goes back up. It's kind of loud. It's not as quiet as some of the other mini drones, but it doesn't really matter if you're flying it outside. It's really not an indoor drone. Alright, so what I typically do is I put the video from the camera up in the top left corner, but more than once y'all have asked me to show what it looks like full screen. So here it is full screen. This is when I first took off from the drone. The video's pretty steady unless you turn, then it'll get some jello because it doesn't have that pan axis. But as far as the picture's really pretty and it takes some really good photos. I'll do another video on this drone and show the follow me, the circle mode, and I'll do a range test and a speed test. But the thing that I was most impressed about this drone was the battery life. Man, it really lasted about a good 20 minutes, and that's some hard flying. Yeah, you see right there, when I spin it around, it gets a little bit of that jello because it doesn't have that pan axis. So the camera's trying to catch back up to the footage. And here I'm taking off. If you're wondering in the beginning, in some of my videos, how do I get that view from the top? Well, I attach an Insta360 Go on top of the drone on top of a mount. And actually this one I had to tape it because the Mini 2 mount that I used, it wouldn't quite fit around it. This one's a little bit thicker, and of course it weighs a little bit more than the Mini 2 also. So if you're wondering how I get the shots with that, then that's how I get this shot. It's only weighs 9 grams, so it's pretty real light camera, lots of fun. And as with any Wi-Fi drone, you want to make a pre-start checklist because it has a few more steps. Kind of like when the DJI Spark first came out, it was a Wi-Fi drone. There's a difference between setting the gyros and calibrating the drone. When you're calibrating the drone, you're spinning it around. But when you're setting the gyro, make sure it's on a good flat surface. If you're trying to do it outside and it's in the grass, when it takes off, it's going to be askew and fly away. And I read so much about flyaways, but it's user error. So you just saw me hand launch it. Make sure you're comfortable with the drone before you start stepping up and doing things for your first time. Start out low and slow. Make sure you're comfortable with the drone. Don't be nervous. I mean, you're the one that's in control of it. So thanks so much for watching my review of the Holystone HS360. As always, if you got something out of this, please like and subscribe. So what do I think about this drone? I think it flies really good. Is it the best mini drone on the market? No, but the other ones cost a lot more, and this one will sit on a shelf just as good as a $2,000 drone. What do I mean by that? Well, some people go spend $3,000 on a treadmill when they should have bought a $300 treadmill because all they're going to just do is fold their clothes over it anyway. Well, this will sit on a shelf just as good as a $2,000 drone. So to see if you really like drones, you can buy this one to see if drones are really for you. Should this be your first drone? No, I still think you get the HS210 because the orientation of the joysticks on both of these is the same. So learn how to fly a drone before you get something like this and put it up in the air. And if you like it, then you can move up. But this is a really good starting point. It's a good price point. It's a safe flying drone. It's foldable, easy to carry around, good flight time, good camera, multiple axis gimbal, and a lot of fun to fly. So if you get one, leave the comments below and let me know what you think. And also on December 15th, me and my beautiful wife will be giving away 5 drones for Christmas. So watch the next video and I'll give you information on how to register for that. Like always, if you got something out of this, please like and subscribe. Subscribers mean everything to me in this channel, and I'll see you in the next one.